She marveled as drops of cold, clear water fell, tears against her windshield. Was it a sign? She'd been waiting for something to drop into her life and break it open. It wasn't that she didn't love Kat. She did. But love can be a vacant house, empty for a long time before anyone notices. At Girard, the streetcar tracks looked treacherous. Not wanting to risk an accident, she pulled up to the restaurant across from the small dog park. It wouldn't be far on foot, at the most a 10-minute walk. She stepped cautiously, walking east, and by the time she'd crossed Jones, she was making her way through a white flurry covered in a shroud of snow. An old woman, hunched and paralyzed on one side of her body, was trying to drag her bundle buggy along the road. Empty bottles clinked and crashed. An orange tabby darted out from between two parked cars and back again. Rounding the corner at Condor, Laura spotted the house. A charming white wood frame with green trim, this was a home her artsy clients would covet. Located in the center of the city, close to public transit, it was neither a cookie-cutter semi nor one of the glorified hallways people called condominiums. From outside, number 2 was innocuous and gave no hint of having been vacant for 6 months. The snowy facade was reassuring, something about the way the glass in the old front windows caught the light in waves. The windows were eyes, peering out while at the same taking her in. She made her way up the walk when she heard a voice. "What are you doing here?" Laura spun around. The question was so faint and far away she almost wasn't sure she'd heard it. A figure came into view. A girl bundled into a vintage coat, winter white, with an ivory velvet collar and 4 large gold buttons up the front. Her face was pale, alarmingly so. She had a slight frame, but carried herself with confidence. How old was she? 16, 17 maybe? Her skin gave off a translucent sheen, as if she were bloodless or malnourished. Laura couldn't pull her gaze away. "Well?" the girl pressed. The corners of her mouth curled upwards when she spoke. Not a smile exactly, an invitation. "This place is going on the market," said Laura. "I'm the agent." "Where is the woman who lives here?" Laura shrugged, avoiding an answer. Something was sniffing the ground at her feet, a puppy. "Is that your dog?" she asked, taking a step back. The girl bent down and lifted the Scottish terrier into her arms. "We've been out here a while." Her tone was matter-of-fact, her expression neutral. Laura noted the green of her eyes and a string of star tattoos cascading down the side of her face. "Does your family know you're skipping school?" The girl tugged an army surplus bag higher up on one shoulder and tucked the puppy into the front of her coat. "I have no family," she said. Laura was about to contradict her. Everyone had a family, although she knew that wasn't the case. There were overseas orphanages filled with unclaimed babies, local children apprehended by social services. Her best friend Beth worked at a shelter and had shared story after story of kids whose families had kicked them out of the house or driven them out with years of violence. Some of them ended up working the streets. Was this girl one of them? "Do you have a name?" Laura asked. "I changed it. You can call me Astrid." Astrid. The name was sharp, jagged. It suggested stars and swords and spears and courage. Someone who could take care of herself. But could she really? "I'm Laura," she said. "Invite me in, Laura." She squinted to find the girl's eyes. Maybe she was a meth addict? Lots of kids on the street used. What if Astrid mugged her? She could have thug friends waiting around the corner. "I can't do that," Laura said.